To another episode of Bay Area Boxing Talk. I'm your host. It's your boy Town Biz. What's going on, everybody? Got a lot of subjects to talk about. I'm gonna try to see as many subjects as possible. So we'll see how far we can go before I get to the house or close to the house. I'm definitely gonna talk about Danny Garcia's comments pertaining to his fight with Errol Spence. I'm going to talk about the return of Deontay Wilder. Briefly talk about the situation with George Foreman, and hopefully I'll try to basically give you another update on what's going on with the so-called fight. You know, like I said before, I really hate how the public is being misled, but it is biz, and I'm just gonna call out some more hypocrisy that I see, and basically once again remind the brigade that you can't bully me, and I'm not finna watch what I say pertaining to your hero because you don't want to hear it. So, like I said, you don't want to hear what I have to say about your hero, go somewhere else. Nobody's forcing you to be here. All right, so with that being said, also I'm going to talk about, of course, what's going on with Bill and Devin, and give them some possible options. Because, Bill, he listened to the show. I talked to Bill a couple of days, and Bill wasn't too pleased about the comments that came out of Floyd Mayweather's mouth about, a potential fight between Tank Davis and Devin Haney. And at the end of the day, it's just disappointing, like I said, that Floyd pulls this kind of stuff, that he does this to the fans, and he does this to his boxers. He does his boxers a great disservice by trying to always play watchdog. At the end of the day, this vendetta that he's had and has towards Top Rank and other promoters, I think it needs to just come to a halt, because at the end of the day, I'm just not buying that anymore. I'm not buying that anymore. I'm kind of tired of hearing about what Bob Arum did to Floyd Mayweather and how he didn't believe in him and all this kind of stuff. Well, like I said, here's a simple solution. You go get the best fighters and you put them up against his fighters, and you settled it in the ring. All this stuff about I'm not going to make another promotional company great. Like I said, at the end of the day, it comes across BS. And like I said, the fans always, and they continue to lose when it comes to getting dream matchups, or at least good match that we want. And at the end of the day, Team Haney is weighing their options. I don't really think they want to go back to Australia and fight Kambosos again, because at the end of the day, they still putting themselves in a position to be screwed. If Devin doesn't knock Kambosos out, you just don't know what's going to happen. Like I said before, I wish they would not have put in a contract that they have to go back out there. And like I said before, George Kambosos, he just really was showing me that he really didn't want to fight them. I don't think he thought that they was going to agree to that. Now, like I said, Lomachenko is an option, but it all depends on how soon Lomachenko wants to get back in the ring. And does Lomachenko really want to go directly into a fight with Devin Haney? I don't think so. I just don't see Lomachenko going into a fight directly with Devin Haney, because he would be a huge underdog in that fight. And that's just factual. He would just be a huge underdog. You don't even know, have he had time to properly train. So I just don't see that happening. I think he would at least want a tune-up fight before he would, get in the ring with Devin Haney. So I don't know if Lomachenko is a real option. Now, at the end of the day, they could just say, you know what, we're undisputed. We got the belts. We won the belts. We gonna go up to 140. Teofimo has went up to 140, and I can tell you right now, Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez is a huge fight. And then, not to mention, there's a lot of options out there for Devin Haney. A lot of options, a lot of money out there. There's some big fights out there for Devin at 140 and some big money. You know, he can fight Pedraza, you know, in his debut at 140. Then he can fight Jose Ramirez. He could go down to Fresno, fight Jose Ramirez in Fresno. That fight would do numbers. That fight would do numbers. It would do numbers on ESPN, and it would do good numbers as far as ticket sales go. I mean, Fresno is only Fresno roughly is about 2 hours, and depending on what time you leave and traffic conditions, you get to Fresno in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So you thinking the Bay Area would come out there in support of Devin Haney. So I think that fight would do real good numbers, and I really think they should explore that option at 140. Then Regis, there's always Regis. I mean, you know, it's a lot of fights out there for Devin at 140. Money, you know what I'm saying? So 140 is a very viable option for Devin Haney, because I just don't know, should he just go back to Australia and risk the chance of getting screwed? I mean, I know he beat Kambosos decisively, but due to the fact that you got to go back out there, which I don't think is fair, I really would explore other options. Hopefully the next time I see Bob, I can ask them about that. Like I said, it's a lot of good fights. I just named 4 good fights out there for Devin at 140 if he decides to pursue 140. And I think most of those fights could be made. We know Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez could be made. That would be, when I say that would be an awesome fight, Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez at 140, man, that would be. But, you know, that really just depends on what happens next with the Kambosos rematch. Do they really want to go that route? Because it's obvious they're not going to get tanked. And like I said, that's unfortunate. And that really stinks, you know. But it is what it is. You know, a lot of these promoters, they don't think about the fighters. And like I said before, this vendetta that Floyd got against Top Rank and Bob Arum, I think is grown tired, and I just got to be the dude to say it. And it's not that I'm cheerleading for Top Rank. I'm just telling the truth. Like I said, a lot of people can't, you know, handle when somebody say the truth, but this just went on long enough, man. And it's just time to settle in the ring. You know, Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney, that fight is like at least 2 or 3 years away. And that just really also comes down to how fast these dudes move. Because if Devin moves up to 140, you talking about Shakur Stevenson having to move up 3 more weight classes to catch this. So, like I said, that's a fight that's probably 2 or 3 years down the line. And it all depends on what happens in their careers. You never know. They might, you know, either one of them might have a bump in the road, which I don't think that's going to happen, but you just never, boxing is boxing. So, you know, we'll see. But anyway, let me move on to the next subject. Okay, so the next subject is Danny Garcia. Well, oh, okay. First, let me talk about Deontay Wilder. Okay, so Deontay Wilder is slated to return to the ring October against a guy by the name of Helenius. I'm gonna have to look him up. I probably didn't seen him fight, but due to the fact that I can't remember who he is, obviously he's not that relevant. And at the end of the day, I think that's a good comeback fight for Deontay Wilder. He's been gone for a little while, but I'm glad he's coming back. So, like I said, boxing is better when Deontay Wilder is fighting. I think at 35, I think Deontay Wilder still got, he got that juice. He still got some juice left. So it'll be good to see Deontay Wilder return to the ring. Who knows? Depending on where it is, who knows? I might pull up. So I'm excited to learn that Deontay Wilder is coming back. All right, so let me talk about this other subject with Danny Garcia and his comments. He did an interview with the lady that usually covers boxing for Fox. I cannot remember her name, and I'm not even gonna try. And he basically talked about the Errol Spence fight. He basically was hinting that he got forced into that fight and that he wasn't in his right mind because he was just going through some stuff, and then he was looking at the stuff around him. Keep in mind, we was like in the middle of the, and Texas was one of the very few places that was open to public events at the time, because we know everything in California was shut down, So, and as you guys know, I went to that fight. I went to that fight. I watched the fight, and I left the fight thinking to myself, I wasn't impressed with neither man. Now, watch somebody watch this damn video and take it the wrong way, but I double dare you to say something crazy on my channel, because I'm just going to start blocking you dudes. Because one thing I'm getting sick of you guys acting like you can't say anything or critique Errol Spence in any kind of way. If it seems negative to you, then you guys start whining and crying. What part you guys don't understand? People can say whatever the fuck they want to say about somebody. Like I said before, you don't like what I have to say, don't bring your ass to my channel. I'm not gonna watch what I say because it bothers you. So I'm giving you fair warning. If you don't like what I have to say about your particular favorite fighter, then just don't watch the damn video. Don't listen to the stream. Take your ass somewhere else. What part you don't understand? I can't be intimidated by no cornballs over the internet. So I'm just giving you fair warning. But like I said, when I watched that fight, I just was like, wow. And then I talked to because like I said before, you're not allowed to critique Errol Spence in any kind of way unless it's deemed positive by his fanboys. They act like you gotta ask their permission. Well, I ain't asking your damn permission. But like I said, when I watched that fight, I was just like, okay, it just seemed like a sparring session to me. And I was just like, wow. I was like, damn. And like I said before, I was just like, okay. But that's what I was thinking when I left, when I left the event. I was like, okay, just didn't see nothing, just didn't see nothing special about it. Now, I was impressed with what I saw with Errol Spence as far as the Ugas fight go. I saw some things, some flaws in his game that I think haven't been exploited yet, and I think the right fighter could exploit it. And then, and I said he, made a crucial mistake. And I also said that, hey, whether the referee said break or not, when he got clocked by Ugas, the ropes held him up because he was going to hit the canvas. So I just was like, you know what I'm saying? So I just saw some things, and of course I had some discussions with it, and then with other people, and I just broke down the fight. Of course, like I said, I got attacked. I gave an honest assessment of what I saw, and of course I said something that his fans didn't like, and they got pissed off at me and thought they could come on my channel and try to bully me and stuff, because that's what a lot of them do. They get me confused with some of these other channels here, which, like I said before, you clearly got me fucked up. So, you know, but I said what I said, and I meant every word. And I stand by what I say. What's going on? So, like I said before, I think it's some truth to what Danny Garcia is saying. Like I said, I know the Errol Spence fans ain't gonna like it, but I think it's some truth. Because Danny Garcia didn't fight with very much emotion, and he just didn't seem like he was there. So I believe him. I believe that he wasn't in his. I believe based off the way he fought, because he really didn't put forth an effort. You know, I thought it would make him. I thought it would be a better fight. And like I said, it was just like watching a sparring session, and a real sparring session. So, like I said, I left Cowboy Stadium, or whatever it's called, kind of like with a bad taste in my mouth. That's just my honest assessment. So, like I said, I do believe there's some truth to what he's saying. And no, I'm not talking about Earl the Truth Spence. I think it's some truth to what Danny Garcia is saying. So, that's just my honest assessment. What about Keith Thurman? Oh, Keith Thurman is the WBC #1 contender. I ain't gonna say that, dude. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna kick back. I'm just gonna kick back and see what unfolds, and that's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just leave it at that. All right, so let me get to the quick. Let me get to the comments by Miguel Cotto pertaining to Canelo Alvarez. He basically said that Canelo Alvarez is just really a fighter, and that nothing is special about him. Look, I'm gonna just say this, and I know the Canelo fans ain't gonna like this. I'm finna keep it a buck. I've said for you who watch me, I've said this for years, who watch my channel about Canelo. I said that Canelo is highly beatable. He's been beat before. I said this. They have put just certain type of styles and certain type of opponents in front of Canelo. You know Canelo then went on the White Boy Tour, like his past forever fights. And don't think it's no coincidence that Canelo has been taking them kind of fights. I've been saying this about it. I say Canelo is a good fighter, but when I see Canelo, do I see just like an all-time great? No. That's why I thought it was highly debatable when people was trying to tell me that Canelo was the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I had him in the conversation just by default. But based off the fact how he badly lost to Bivol, it gave me all the ammo that I needed to legitimately take him out of the pound-for-pound list. When you lose to a dude like Bivol, who wasn't even on anybody's pound-for-pound list, oh, you got to get out of the pound for pound list because he got thoroughly dominated. But I've been saying this about Canelo, and it's just like some of his fans don't comprehend. They get personal. They try to say racial stuff, which I'm good with that because I love to play that game. Because if you say something racial towards me, I'm definitely gonna say something racial towards you. Y'all know I don't have no problem playing that game, and that's just real talk. I've been saying this for the longest, but the thing is, it's certain things that a lot of people can't grasp when you say it. And I've been saying this about Canelo. I've looked at a lot of his fights. You can make an argument Canelo should have 4 losses, maybe even 5. Some people believe that Triple G beat him twice. Some people believe that Miguel Cotto did enough to at least get maybe a nod or a draw, because Miguel Cotto clearly won the first 4 rounds versus Canelo. Then he started to slow down. Okay, the Austin Trout fight. Okay. And we all know the Lara fight. Everybody and their mama, pretty much, except for the Hispanics, for the Mexicans, thought that Canelo lost that fight. So, like I said before, they put certain opponents that complement Canelo's style. Canelo don't like mobile, slick boxers. He hates them. That's why I was saying that Demetrius Andrade's style would give Canelo fits, serious fits. That's why Canelo was like, I'm not fighting you. He told Demetrius Andrade to his face. He said, bro, I'm not fighting you, dude. I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you. So what are you supposed to do? But the thing is, with Bivol, I think Canelo thought Bivol was just going to go there and he was going to do what Sergey Kovalev did. And the thing was, Bivol came there to win that fight. Like I said before, I've watched that fight several times. There was so much opportunity for Bivol to close the show. Like I said before, if Canelo fights Bivol again and that fight is on the up and up, Bivol is going to stop Canelo. And had he turned all this stuff about what Canelo didn't do and all is cap. Nah, Canelo just fought a dude that he just can't beat, who just was a bad style matchup for him. Canelo couldn't do nothing with Bivol. And I don't think he could do nothing with Bivol in a rematch. I think Canelo gets his ass beat worse. I keep telling you, he's probably going to get stopped. And for people to think that it's highly unlikely that Canelo can't be stopped, Bivol gonna stop Canelo if they fight again. He gonna stop him. He gonna stop him in 7 rounds. But Canelo is kind of hinting that he's not gonna go that route again. So technically, I don't blame him. I can't blame Canelo. I think that's smart. I don't care about his fans coming on here saying, "Oh, he didn't." He did say that. He said that if he fight Bivol again, he say he gonna fight him again at the full 175. He said no catch weight. Well, he gonna get whooped though. I'm just telling you now. I don't think Canelo could do nothing in a second fight that he could have, that you know what I'm saying, that he didn't do or attempt to do in the first fight. Bivol is just a bad style matchup for him. That's just the bottom line. I mean, don't take it personal, Canelo fans, Canelo stands. I'm just telling the truth. You know, there's just certain fighters where they just have certain styles. They just have a guy's number. So I'm giving, this is just real talk. I'm giving Canelo fair warning. Don't fight that dude again. Don't fight that dude again. Stay away from him. All right, so okay, I'm about to park this car right quick. I'm gonna cook on this subject right quick because I'm gonna give y'all some more truth serum, and I'm gonna just break it down because I know a lot of people. I think for the most part, I got logical boxing fans, but of course, every once in a while, you get the fanny boys that come on here and they get mad because you won't say what they want you to say. Like I told you before, it's a lot of people that I'm affiliated with that push a certain line that I'm not gonna roll with, and I've said this before. I don't follow no scripts, and I don't say what people want me to say. Don't come on here telling me what somebody else said on their channel. I don't care about that. Like Trinidad James said, don't tell me who be telling. Don't come on my channel telling me what somebody else said pertaining to this. That's what they say. They not me, I'm not them. What I say on my channel is what I mean and what I say. Okay? So I'm just letting you guys know. It need to be said. Hold on, give me a second, you guys. I'm finna park right quick so I can really like cook, because I'm finna hit y'all with some more truth serum. I'm finna hit y'all with some more truth serum, some next. It's like Jack Nicholson said in A Few Good Men, some people just can't handle the truth. But in the words of Leslie Child from the classic movie The Hangover, that's not my problem. Like Flavor Flav said, I can't do nothing for you, man. That's not my problem, man. That's just the honest to God truth. I can't help it if you guys can't comprehend truth, or you don't want to hear the truth, or that you go to these other channels that basically lie to you and they get you amped up, telling y'all lies and giving y'all false information, just so you can watch their channel and give them a little bit of bread and all that kind of stuff. But hey, it's your money, you spend it how you spend it. Ain't telling y'all what to do with y'all money, but I'm just telling y'all have to watch out for these dudes that's pushing certain agendas and they not telling y'all the truth, that they feeding y'all baloney. You know what I'm saying? They not feeding y'all caviar, they feeding y'all baloney. And not even Oscar Mayer. I'm talking about they feed y'all that baloney that come from Walmart. So, just keeping it a buck, y'all. But anyway, let me cook right quick, because like I said, I'm gotta park right quick. You know what I'm saying? Now, as you can see, about the so-called fight, the super fight between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, who been more accurate? Who been more accurate? Who been more accurate, man? Me or these other dudes? Who been more accurate? Okay, so now this fight it went from end of the summer to September, October, November. Now you hearing the end of the year. Now you hearing maybe New Year's Eve. Saturday, New Year's Eve. And we all know that there's usually next to no fights on New Year's Eve. Just too much chaos to be trying to have a fight on New Year's Eve. That would be like, you better off having that fight on Christmas. That would be just the worst time to try to have a fight on New Year's Eve with all that chaos going on. You know what I'm saying, the dropping of the ball and all that kind of stuff. And then keep in mind, if the fight, so basically here's the thing, this is why I know that the fight ain't gonna happen on no New Year's Eve. In the East Coast, that fight would start, more than likely, the first bell would ring, starting the fight would ring after midnight anyway. So it would actually be January the 1st in some places. So that's why I know that fight ain't gonna happen, because I told y'all there wasn't no contract. It was cap. And of course people got mad. See, let me tell you what's going on. The Errol Spence fans are struggling. Because see, they trying to find a narrative, because their biggest narrative has, you know what I'm saying, is done now. Terrence Crawford obliged Errol Spence by his biggest demand, and that was to leave Top Rank. He left Top Rank. Here we are, headed towards the middle of July. Still no fight date. So what the content creators are doing, they're scrambling. And they're losing, like, to me, they're losing their credibility. So they got to find a way to basically save face, because they've been riding Errol Spence's nutsack so hard to where basically he can, I ain't gonna go there because I'm finna say something real disrespectful. But they've been riding this nutsack so hard to where, well, you know what's up. So now they have, like I said, they have to find a new narrative. They have to, what do they have to do? You know what they have to do. We got to find a way somehow to make this Terrence Crawford's fault. And you know who gonna be the main culprits. You know who they are. You know who they are. They have to find a way to make it. Terrence Crawford has been sitting back like a fat rat. He ain't been saying nothing. But every time you look around, they have to ask the PBC, because at the end of the day, this is really on them. But you've been you heard so many, I told you guys, you heard so many hints. Tim Smith said out of his own money, out of his own mouth, that, well, we don't know if we could properly compensate Terrence Crawford. We don't know if we could give him the money. Like I keep saying, you got $100 million for Canelo, but you don't even got $30 million in the split in between Errol Spence. And if Errol Spence and his team is still talking that absurd 80-20, 70-20, all this kind of stuff, that's absurd. They know Terrence Crawford is not going to take that. So like I said before, I came with facts. I've stated the facts. The biggest obstacle that was holding up this fight, according to the PBC, according to the Spence Brigade, was Bob Arum. So you would think after Terrence Crawford had his last fight with Top Rank, which was in November, you would have thought that they, like I said, once again, they had, 4 months to try to get a deal done set for September? Like I said, Canelo and Triple G1 got did. It's always a holdup. Like I said, you see strange things from Errol Spence. Like I said, they'll say, oh, Terrence Crawford don't really want to fight. Okay, well, I was in Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, I saw Terrence Crawford. He came to Dallas after Errol Spence fought and defeated Danny Garcia. He came there to get in the ring. Errol Spence wouldn't let him in the ring. He said, why is Terrence Crawford here? Huh? Fast forward. Okay? Fast forward to November. Terrence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. Las Vegas. As you guys know, I was there. I covered that fight. You think Errol Spence is going to get in the ring and say, okay, let's get it on. Let's get it on. We was getting excited. Like, okay, Errol Spence is here. Errol Spence is here. Okay, maybe Errol Spence go get in the ring. Bub would have let him in the ring if he really wanted to come. What happened? Soon as Terrence Crawford defeats Shawn Porter, Errol Spence tweets he wasn't impressed. So I'm like, okay, I see what's going on with this. Okay, this is beginning to get nerve-wracking. So I'm like, okay, here's his opportunity. And then once again, the air gets sucked out of the balloon. Then all of a sudden, and of course the Aerospace Brigade don't say nothing. They sitting up there saying that the Shawn Porter fight was fixed. All this kind of stuff. Questioning Shawn's integrity and Kenny Porter's integrity. So once again, I knew the Aerospace Brigade was full of shit. So then here comes April. Okay, Aerospace, he defeats Ugas. Stops him. Then he finally calls out Terrence Crawford. But in between then, you asking him, do you want to fight Terrence Crawford? Well, we'll see. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in September. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Well, like I said, we know there ain't going to be no fight in September. In all likelihood, if Wilder's coming back in October, ain't going to happen in October. So, y'all don't see a pattern here? I told you I'm not these other dudes, man. Tell me that I'm lying. Tell me that, somebody tell me that I'm lying. Tell me that I'm lying. So, these are all facts. See, these other clickbaiters, what they want to do is, like I said, they know that there's a lot of hatred towards Terrence Crawford. So what they do is they'll say or try to make it look like it's Terrence Crawford's fault, so people can have a reason to try to blame Terrence Crawford. This ain't no Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford did he did his part. He left Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? He left Top Rank. He did what they asked him to do. Still no fight. Going into the middle of July. Still no fight. Still no indication we gonna get this fight. Well, that's your right. That's your right, Stacks. Because I'm to the point. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the fans deserve better. But like I said before, who been telling y'all the truth? I ain't lied about nothing. And like I said before, they running out of, like I said, the Errol Spence fans are running out of excuses now. It's all on them now. Because the biggest hurdle, according to them, was Bob Arum. Well, Bob Arum ain't involved no more. Now what? Money? And let's get to that part. So, like I said before, once again, y'all don't have a problem with Canelo getting paid top dollar, but Terrence Crawford is supposed to accept the lowball offer because fanboys say so, or certain members that's part of the LDBC. And I'm going to say this again. I may be affiliated with the LDBC, but I made it very clear. I don't like everybody that's in the LDBC, and they don't like me. That's fine. But a lot of them been pushing that line, trying to strictly make this Terrence Crawford's fault. So, like I said before, keep saying that. So here's the thing. Now, how long did you hear, oh, you guys need to have patience? Why do everybody think that Terrence Crawford supposed to be on Errol Spence's dime? He was on his dime and his wife on his time with the Top Rank thing. Why do all the Errol Spence fans think the world revolves around whatever Errol Spence wants? Oh, because Errol Spence say it's a contract, Terrence Crawford have to sign it because they say so. So Terrence Crawford has to take whatever offer they give him. Sounds very familiar to me. Now, if this was a white man doing this, y'all would be sitting up here crying bloody murder, but it's okay for a black person to do this. Terrence Crawford don't have to sign the contract because Errol Spence fans want him to. If he feel he should get a certain amount, that's his God-given right. Who is y'all to tell Terrence Crawford what he should take when none of you motherfuckers ain't never boxed a day in your life or been in a boxing ring? Who is y'all to tell that man how much he worth? Y'all ain't telling Canelo how much to take, but y'all trying to tell another black man because y'all always riding the nutsacks of one dude. Because of this 3-year smear campaign that they didn't had going against Terrence Crawford, started by Barbara Bitch Conversations. By the way, he admitted that he's a op. He admitted that he's a, by the way, you know, dude admitted that he was a op, which that's what I thought he was in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Barbara Bitch Conversation ain't nothing more than a black DJ Vlad. You know, Mr. Malcolm X though, but this dude is driven a wage between the black community, him and a couple of other people, because he mad that somebody wouldn't do an interview with him. What a bitch. But I'm just saying, tell me that I'm lying. Tell me that I'm lying. Tell me that I'm lying. That's all I'm saying. Anybody that take that dude Fred serious, something is seriously wrong with you. The nigga stay lying. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I got some special heat coming for Fred's lying ass. That dude stay lying and stay fronting. I just want to show you how full of shit Barbara Bitch Conversations is. That nigga said on a video that he was building a $4 million mansion in Beverly Hills. Anybody that's near a computer, Google property and real estate in Beverly Hills. You ain't gonna find nothing in Beverly Hills under, at best, maybe 60 million. You ain't getting shit built in Beverly Hills. You ain't getting shit built in Beverly Hills for no $4 million. That dude stay fronting. Like you can't get on the computer and verify the information that he basically lies about on his channel. Like I said, dude is a cornball who got identity crisis. But he's the main culprit that started this stuff. But then he talk about being a pillar to the community. He a cancer to the community. So I'm just saying, if you think I'm lying, look it up. You ain't getting nothing in Beverly Hills for no $4 million. You can't even get a dog. You can't even get a pool built for $4 million in Beverly Hills. And he's saying he got a house getting built in Beverly Hills, a mansion. Nigga, stop lying. Just stop lying, bro. Oh yeah, well, appreciate that. I just get tired of people playing these games with the fans, and I get tired of these clickbaiters, like pushing fake narratives just so they can get views and stuff, and basically misleading the fans, and basically to a certain degree stealing money from the fans, because they know that this fight is nowhere near being complete. No terms have been worked out. I know that for fact. If people can sit up there and get mad, talk about people as clickbait, I don't use Errol Spence name for no clickbaits. Did you see me put his name in this in the title of this video of this stream? It said Bay Area Boxing Talk, and as you can see, I put up a picture of Danny Garcia. So I'm just saying, I know what's going on. All I've done is try to provide truth. I can't help it if these dudes get mad because I'm basically blowing their asses out the water. That ain't my problem. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop fronting. Stop clickbaiting. Stop pushing the agenda. So I'm just saying. I'm just look, man. A dude is front. Not like I told you. Well, listen. I'm just look. They have the same mentality that they look. Listen, I'm finna say this. The same thing that Terrence Crawford is suing Bob Arum for. Well, the PBC feel the same way. They don't think black fighters can sell. Am I lying? Look at those undercards. Look at the undercards. Look at their pay-per-views. Hispanic fighters. Ask yourself this. Is Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz pay-per-view worthy? Let's just keep it a buck. Though. Is that a pay-per-view worthy fight? Even though it's on a Sunday? Just keep it at a buck. Now, I don't know how much those dudes are making, but they put that on pay-per-view? Really? You put that on pay-per-view? Once again, it's Hispanic fighters. They feel that it's an audience for that. So I'm just saying, they feel the same way. They feel the same way that what Bob Arum is getting sued for. So they ain't no different. So let me get this straight. You got a problem with a white man doing it, but it's okay for a group of black people to do it. It's okay for a group of black people to do it. Hey, don't get mad at me, because I'm just stating the obvious. I'm just stating the obvious. I'm just saying what people are afraid to say. Who was on air? I mean, how many brothers was featured on Errol Spence's last pay-per-view? I'm talking about American black fighters. Not black Hispanic fighters, but American black fighters. I'm not talking about. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying Luis King Kong Ortiz is black, but he's a black Hispanic. I'm saying American blacks. And he fighting Andy Ruiz, a Mexican American. I'll rest my case. I can't help it if man. Yeah, for real. So why are we sitting up here like attacking? And like I say, once again, I don't like how Top Rank didn't moved over the years when it pertained to certain things, but I'm saying, why are we giving the PBC a pass for doing basically what they doing? Floyd Mayweather said out of his own mouth he don't want to make a fight between two black fighters. And I know that Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney are black American fighters, but you don't want to make a fight between two black American fighters. And Floyd think the same way. Keep in mind, Floyd is on record for saying that black people didn't help get him where he was, that the Mexicans were buying his pay-per-views and coming to see him fight. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. Once again, I'm the only one that had the guts to call Floyd out on that stuff. I'm just saying. And then Floyd sat up there always rooting against Deontay Wilder, a black fighter. Floyd gave us the finger when Gucci put out those racist t-shirts. Talking about, well, they got Dapper Dan. So, man, come on, man. Really? Dapper Dan? I could have sworn Gucci sued Dapper Dan for basically infringement. Also, one token higher, and I don't even think Dapper Dan is officially on Gucci's roster. And Gucci did this more than once. Don't you remember? Floyd made fun of the black community, talking about he a leader, not a follower. How many times did Floyd thumb his nose up at the black community? But you don't see niggas talking about him, though. That man was sitting up there visibly mad with the results of Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 1. Then sat up there after the second fight talking about he want to help Deontay Wilder. He want to train him. Why didn't you offer to train him for the first fight? There you go. Always talking bad on brothers, though. Was always hating on Andre Ward. Andre Ward, he can't sell. He only can sell in Oakland. So I'm just, and I know Floyd listened to these videos. Like I said, he just recently said people talk about him, but I don't title Floyd in my videos. I haven't made a video titling Floyd in my videos in a while. He say people bad because he won't do interviews with it. I don't need no interview with you, Floyd, if you listening, or if somebody from your camp listening. I don't need no interview with you, Negro. I've been making it without doing interviews with you, and that's coming from Town Biz. Now don't get mad at me and make a phone call and get me banned, because like I said, once again, Steve Kim said that anytime a PBC fighter loses, this is a good damn boxer, but y'all still giving him press credentials. So don't get mad at me. I'm just saying, man. I really didn't want to go this route, but this needed to be said. I'm just keeping it a buck, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need Floyd. I don't need no interview with Floyd. I don't want to talk to Floyd. There ain't nothing. So Floyd, don't include me. I don't want to do no interview with you. For real. But anyway, thank y'all for listening. Appreciate it. I got some more heat coming up for to do some more videos. Stay tuned. Once again, I'm out.